My name is Zainab and I grew up in Holland, in the southern of Holland, and I live with my mom, dad, my brother and my sister, and I lived there for 21 years, yeah. My mom, she was a housewife, so she was always at home. She cooked for us, and yeah, she took care of us actually, because my dad, he was working all the time. And yeah, I went to school, and when I came back after school, she just cooked for us, and I was home with my brother and sister. And I actually have more contact with my brother than my sister, because my sister, she's a little bit disabled, so it was hard for me to get in touch with her. But yeah, after a few years, it was getting better, so now it's all right. Well, my mom and dad, they both grew up as Christian or Catholics. I'm not sure actually. And when they were young, they went to the church, my mom and dad. And then when I was born, I grew up as that as well, but not. It's not more for my mom or dad, but it's especially my grandma who learned me to, she taught me that there is a God and that there is a Jesus and that it's good for you to go to church. So I was going to church with her nearly every Sunday, and for Easter or when someone died, we're going to the church, and then after that we went to the grave, and then after that we would actually celebrate their life, and we drink a cup of coffee and we had some sandwiches, and yeah, like that. I always thought that there was something, that there was a God, because you can't come from nowhere or no one. So yeah, I always thought there was something. I think when I was little, they were more religious than they are now, but I can't tell really because they're not talking about it with me. But when I was little, I went to the church with my grandma and sometimes with my mom. But then when I got older, I only went with my grandma and not anymore with my mom or dad. So I think they're not quite religious, but it's still something there. No, not really. We don't actually have that in Holland. I know you have it here in London. You have loads of Catholic schools and colleges, but you don't have that in Holland actually, so no. It was just a normal primary school. Well, when I was a teenager, I was just doing what all teenagers do. I was partying. I was going out with my friends. I was not listening to my parents. Sometimes I got off of school to go shopping or to do something with my friends. So actually, religious part was not there. When I was a teenager, I actually forgot about God or about religion. Yeah. And then after that, when I got older, I started thinking, actually I had a lot of Muslim friends from Turkey, from Somalia, from Morocco, from everywhere actually. And they were all wearing a headscarf, and they were telling me something about Islam. So after that, I got more interested in religion, but I wasn't there fully yet, so yeah. I think when you are a child and when you're at your young age, and when someone tells you to do something or to believe in something, you do it more than when you are grown up as a teenager, because when you are a teenager, you just do what you want for yourself. You're not listening anymore. Just part of growing up, isn't it? So yeah, no, it has nothing to do with my grandma, or I think it was just myself. Although I had friends who were Muslim and, who had a religion, I got more interested in it, but I wasn't there fully yet. And I think it's just because I was little, I just did what I've been told to do. And then after that, I got I did go my own way, so I didn't listen anymore. Till I found out after that myself that there is still a God. My first impression of a woman, especially with her headscarf, was, wow, that is a pure woman. She looks like a woman. If you see the difference between a woman with a headscarf or a woman who is just walking on the street with nearly nothing on, with, short skirts and a little top, and you can see everything, then you're not thinking, you're thinking that they not respect themselves as a human being or as a woman. And if you see a woman with a headscarf, you think, wow, that is a woman. That's what I think of that. I knew some friends of mine, they were Muslim, and they were really open-minded. You were always welcome at their home. If you needed anything, you can always ask them, and they could give you something, or the parents, or the family of my friends. And even though I saw on the news, oh, Islam is not good, there is a terrorist attack there, and then a week after it was a terrorist again. No, I never thought like, oh, maybe Islam is bad. No, I never thought that, because I had friends and I knew that they were quite good and sweet people. So I never thought that Islam was bad. I really loved Islam, even though I didn't know at that point what it actually was. I didn't know what you had to do if you wanted to be a Muslim, or you know how to live your life if you are a Muslim. I didn't know that, but still I had a really good idea of that. It never came to my mind that I ever would become a Muslim, because I was interested in it, yeah, and I was reading about it, but that's it, actually, that's it, because next day I just moved on with my life, with my friends, with my school, just with my normal life, and that's it, actually. No, I never thought that, no. Or actually, when I started college, we just found out, yeah. I don't know, I always liked it to take care of people, and, you know, to be like a second mom for my brother and sister, or, you know, to help my friends out, to help poor people, to help other people out. I really like that, yeah. So I think it's just something that's in me, you know, that I just want to take care of other people, and yeah. Well, actually, all my friends were kind of Muslim, and I only had one friend. I still have one friend, actually, who wasn't a Muslim. So yeah, and also my friend who wasn't a Muslim, she was hanging out with us, with all the Muslim girls. At that time, I was a teenager, and yes, I was interested in it, but like what I said before, then after that, I just moved on with my life. The day after, I just did what I always did. Even though I was searching about Islam, it didn't come to my mind to become a Muslim yet. I always believed that there is a God, yeah. And I've been told that there was Jesus, that you have to believe in God and Jesus, and that's it, actually. And I searched things about Islam, and I found out that it's not true what the Christian says. But then that was it till I met my husband, actually, and he taught me more about Islam, and we were reading books together. We were found out more things together nearly every day, and that's actually how I became a Muslim, like how I became who I am now. And that's why I want to wear the headscarf, because with my husband, I found out more things about Islam. And I'm still finding out things because, you know, Islam is so big. It's a quite big religion. So I think you can find new things every day.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Al-Marsoumi. I'm from Iraq. Born in Karbala. My mom's from Karbala. My father's from Baghdad. And we left Iraq when I was about 6 years old. Like normal Iraqi people, because of the hard regime then. And we choose Holland, like other people who choose other countries in Europe. So we did go to Holland. It was in college. I was studying IT, and she was studying care, healthcare, childcare. So we met because she was always with the Muslim girls, Muslim people. So I can see her that she is interested about Islam. More one and then she have more question about Islam. But she's finding someone to tell her the exact answer, the easy answer, the easy stuff about Islam. Because she did ask herself about why is always fighting in Islam? Why is always war in Islam? Why is always bad blood, bombs in Islam? While people always say Islam is good religion, it's peace religion. So she was like lost of kind of way of what to think about Islam actually. But we met like a school, you met one each other, it's normal. And it began, because my Islam was then not that good as well, or wasn't that strong in Islam, wasn't that religious. So we began to search for ourselves. Before that, when we'd get serious to each other, I tell her, wait a minute, for me as a Muslim, it's not allowed to go quick with any woman. It's not allowed to touch another woman unless I'm married. It's not allowed to. So I tell her about temporary marriage, mut'a marriage. I said, in that way, we can arrange something together. For example, if something will happen together, you got your right. And then the day when we talk about wearing hijab, that she want to wear hijab, what is the point of wearing hijab? Why is the wearing hijab? Why maybe you will think that you get oppressed or not, that kind of thing. It got more easier on the way. We did have some problems with her parents on the beginning, because it's a shock. It's not easy for anyone to convert to some other religion or go to some place else or to be someone else. It's not that easy for any parent, I think. But they accept it eventually. By the time we talk more about it, and she got more better personality, her mind wiser and open-minded more. She don't think about life that hard anymore. So her parents see that of her. They say it's actually getting more better and better. Because I tell my wife, if your parents are not Muslims, you have to be more good and more respectful for your parents. So that she did, and her parents will see that like, oh, Islam is actually maybe a good thing. If we start with that, it's a good. She chose eventually for Shiism. But why? She asked me, what's the difference? What is Shiism? Are you Shia or Sunnism? Or what are you? I said, well, I'm Shia because, I don't know, maybe my mom tell me I'm Shia or my name is Ali. But for you, you have to look for it, why you want to become a Shia. If you want to become a Shia, read about Shiism. Become Shia. You want to be Sunni, read about Sunni, search about Sunni, be Sunni. But number one, I teach Zainab, is that God is one, and the last prophet is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the most important thing. Shiism or Sunniism is the main thing, and halal, haram, fasting. You know, the basic stuff of Islam, the important. Why we fast, why we pay charity, why we have to pray, what we do in this life, what is afterlife, why is the basic stuff I teach her. After that, I say it's up to you. Want to be Shiism or Sunniism? Learn about it, choose. Be careful, be open-minded. You have to be open-minded. Then I thought of myself, why am I Shia actually? Why am I Shia actually? Because unfortunately, so many parents in this life now, in this time now, so many children ask their parents, why am I like this? Well, it's just like this because my mom said it, your grandma said it, or it's like our culture's like that, or we did it like that. There is no actually a good answer of it, why Ahl Bayt is this, why we pray on turba, why we, for example, the main thing is like why we do latmiya. So that thing I was searching for myself as well, so it gave me more stronger to teach her. Well, eventually we go to Shiism and learn about it till she heard about Imam Hussein martyrdom. That's the thing that attracted her about the story and about the person who gave his family away and life away for the religion of Islam. That's the thing that attracts her more about Shiism. And she learned about his father, his brother, his son, and it continues like, oh, this is Shia, then I want to be a Shia. Because of the person itself. The Imam Hussein, this person, the story about it. And alhamdulillah, she learned more about Ahl Bayt and she loved more Ahl Bayt. That's a good thing. And she read about Fatima al-Zahra and learn what Fatima al-Zahra says and trying. That's trying. If someone just trying to do what they did, because they're for us and they have to learn us and keep us patient in this world. If we just listen to them and read about them and do what they say and take their advice of what position in this life. So yeah, she getting more interested and we read about it. Then she become a fully Shiism, alhamdulillah. And yeah, that's the whole quick story of me and my wife Zainab. Yeah, well, of course, because God say the good people for the good people, the bad people for the bad people. Alhamdulillah, maybe I'm good for God's eyes, that's a good thing. But what you just said, yes, because I have to learn more to arrange the answer that she's looking for. So I have to search more, read more. Because yeah, I'm a Muslim, that's it. No, for her, it's more important. Because if someone asks about Islam, Islam is a great religion, that's it. No, sometimes people ask and ask. I have to come up with a good, nice answer. And with that, I have to search for the good, nice answer. Yeah, God choose people if they want to become Islam or towards God. But they have to work on the beginning and God helped them eventually. So she did ask for Islam. She did get interested about Islam. She did get more attractive about Islam. For me, maybe it's like getting better over Islam. Same, more reading for her to get the nice answer, and for me eventually like, oh, it said like that, oh, I have to be more like this, okay, then I have to do it because now I read about it and I tell other people as well. Before, when I want to marry Zainab, I'm an Iraqi guy, so I have a feeling like Iraqi with Iraqi girl. Because of the culture, of the easy way to talk with it, the communication, the life, the women know what to expect from her husband and the husband know what to expect from the woman because the parents of her, the parents of the guy, they teach each other, they know. I was thinking, no, eventually I'm gonna marry an Iraqi girl because of all the religious and especially cultural points. But when I see Zainab is getting more about Islam and interesting more about Islam and humbling, she getting more like, oh no, I'm not doing this because it says haram or it says better not to do it. I'm gonna do this more because it's good for God. So that's the thing that attracts me about her. Like, what is the nicest thing in this world to marry a nice religious woman? But that eventually, when my religion is getting stronger, I was thinking like, woman is a woman, religious is number one with the woman. So if she now good religious and wearing good scarf and praying on time and doing what God has to say and trying at least, loving Ahl Bayt. So I choose her better than maybe I'm saying, I don't say, I'm kind of miss, I'll be honest, I'm kind of sometimes miss my Iraqi culture as for a woman. But religious number one, it takes over the culture. And I live so long in Europe, so culturally is kind of gone, maybe. So it's not that difficult anymore. Some of them said directly, like, it's good if she's a Muslim, she's a good woman, clear heart. Because if someone converts to Islam, you have to be a pure heart and open-minded. And so some of them said, well, no, you have to marry Iraqi because the culture and the language, and of your children, you have to teach them the language and culture. That's the point. And so I was in the middle of half of my family saying other than the other half of my family saying other. But eventually when they see her getting more better for Islam, more interested about Islam, her scarf is more better, her wearing clothing wearing is more better. Well, they said, if they're a good woman for you, then inshallah you get married and inshallah you will have nice, good life with it. So I then, for myself, it's more important. I said, that's the reason, number one reason if you want to marry it is a nice woman, religious woman. Well, I said, that's Zainab, so I'm marrying her. Alhamdulillah, we married now. The difficulty, it wasn't in the religious. Funny, it wasn't on the religious that much, but instead it was on the culture. The religious it's simple because it's not me I'm saying it. It's not me, I'm not making that rule up. It's not me, it's the God and everybody have to do it. So that's more easier because I can say that it's not me, it's God. But the culture, I want to push her more like, be culture, be Iraqi girl, be like Iraqi, be like us. That is more, we get problem and difficulty than the Islam itself. Because she's accepting Islam, that's good. Now teach her Arabic, now teach her Iraqi, now let her cook Iraqi, now let her be like respectful for that because Iraqi people do it. That's the difficulty more than the Islam itself, than the religion itself. Because religion, God say it. Iraqi culture, why? Because family, so, and she have a culture as well, so that's gonna sometimes, but it's easier now, because for me, myself, I'm not that Iraqi person. You will know that Iraqi, I lived so many years in Europe, so it changed my mind and changed the way of culture or Iraqi culture. So it eventually is getting better, more better, easier, and more understanding each other more. And then it's gonna get with the parents after, because her parents say, oh, you're getting more Iraqi and getting more Arabic. My parents say, oh, like for me, like you're getting more this way and that way. So now we have to build up relation. She with my parents and family, me with her parents and her family. Like, oh, your culture, Arabic. No, so. But it was a journey, if you like to say it. It's a journey, like a journey. Fight for it, because end of the day, I wish that they happy for me, and that my family happy with her. Culture different, the way she is, trying to make all of the people calm and happy, and we tried, and alhamdulillah, we cannot make everybody happy, obviously, but alhamdulillah. So I think she's good now because she know me at the beginning, and she know me very well, and the Islam together we searching for. Yeah, it's like a nice journey we had together. Yeah, it's must say. With the problem with family, we have to work out. The problem with my family, we have to work out. I had a job and she doesn't. I have to help her around. Either way, so it's a nice connected together. So I said eventually, no, she's the girl I'm married. So what else? Why am I picking the Iraqi girl because of my culture? Why I'm not picking a nice girl because of the Islam and good for me? So she said, I want a name, Islamic name. Like, I want to be an Islamic name. She said, for man name, it's more easier because you have the Prophet name, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammad, that's easy. You can just convert your name to Muhammad. But me as a girl, I don't know which name I have to choose or which good name, Islamic name is good. So I give her a list of all names, Ahl Bayt or non-Ahl Bayt, but Islamic names. I write everything like Fatima, Zahra, Batul, every girl name. When I came to Zainab, I felt like Zainab is her, that's the name for her. But I didn't say anything. But for me, I say Zainab will fit her that good. When I give her the list, I say, you can choose about the name. When she read Zainab, she said, I think Zainab is nice for me. I say, you know, Wallah, I was just thinking about that. Zainab is, it fits you. And yeah, alhamdulillah, she accepted Zainab, and we all probably call her Zainab.
Because I wanted to find out more about Islam. And you know, my friends, they were from high school. So after that, when I went to college, I didn't see them as much anymore how I did, you know, at the high school. And then when I met Ali, he was also a Muslim. So I asked him questions, how do you feel about this, and why are you doing that, you know, just normal questions that I wanted to know. And some questions he couldn't answer as well. So that's why we did research together, and we found out more and more things. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, actually that is true. That is just the truth. So that's how I came more into Islam, and why I wanted to become a Muslim. Why that is good to get married, because people like in these days, in these countries, they don't get married at all, or they don't get married, you know, maybe after 10 years or 15 years. So we did research for that. We did some research for what can you do and what can't you do, what is allowed and what is not allowed in Islam. Why does a woman have to wear a headscarf? And yeah, just the basic things actually. Why do you have to fast? Why do you have to pray? Just the basic things. And then after that we found out more about, you know, the Shia and Sunni things, yeah. Yeah, I want to become a Muslim. Even though he told me before, you don't have to do it for me, just do it for yourself. That's just the main thing, you know. Because he was thinking, oh, you met me and I'm a Muslim guy, and maybe you want to stay with me, so that's why you want to become a Muslim. I want to wear the headscarf. I said, no, it's just my feeling. It's in my heart. You know, because I always thought there was a quote. And I found out more. And you know, how I think about it, just at first you had the Jewish people, the book of the Jewish people. After that you had the Bible, the book of the Christian people. And then after that, the last main thing, the Quran came. And that just finished everything for me. Like I can't read the Quran, but I have it in English, translated in English. And I have some verses in English, so I can read them. And then I was thinking, yeah, exactly, this is the truth. And also in the Quran and in the Islam, we have actually the same things, what the Jewish people and the Christian people have, but it's just the end of all the other two religions. It just makes it all complete. And that was for me the thing why I've chosen the Islam and why I really liked it. Because maybe, for example, if you want to buy a house, if you have a house, but you see a house that's bigger or more nicer, then maybe you want to buy that house. That's just an example for how it worked out for me. Like, it just finished everything, and it's more beautiful, and just more, it does more make sense for me than all the other religions. Without a headscarf, if you walk at the street with just tight clothes, you know, like normal European clothes, you have some dirty people who are looking at you and who are trying to talk to you, who are trying to get in touch with you. And as a woman, you really don't like that, actually. You don't like that. And you don't want that. And also after that, I was beginning to thinking, yeah, actually it is true. If you just wear a abaya or just like white clothes and a headscarf, people won't look at you. Or maybe they will look at you, but then they see, oh, I can't see anything, so they will look away. That's the main thing, you know. And with that, with wearing the headscarf, I feel I have more respect for myself than if I'm not wearing it. And not only more respect for myself, but also, I get more respect from other people. So actually that's the main and more important thing for me, to wear the headscarf. I had loads of problems at home actually when I met Ali in 2007. Before that, I didn't go well with my mom and my family, you know. I didn't had a good contact with my mom and dad, and I don't know why actually, but maybe just because I was feeling different from the rest of my family. So I moved from my home to Ali's home. I lived with my husband and his mom. And at that time, I was going to college. And at that time, I decided I wanted to be a Muslim. And I started to wearing the headscarf. And because I lived with him and his family, it was easy for me. And I didn't tell my mom and dad yet because I didn't have that much contact with them. So I just went to school, to college, you know, and home, and that's it. And they didn't know anything about that. And then after that, we came to London actually because, yeah, that's the reason why we came to London. Because in London, it's much better for Islam. You have loads and loads of Muslim people here. And also the Islam and the Muslim people are more accepted by the government in London, you know, or in the whole UK than it is in Holland. In Holland, it's quite difficult to be a Muslim because if you wear a headscarf, people will look at you, they will laugh at you, they will swear at you, and I don't know what else they will do to you. I'm not trying to look, you know, Holland look bad, because it is not that bad, but for Islam people, it's not nice to live there. Or for example, if you walk at the street with abaya, they would just laugh at you and look, why are you wearing this? You look like a grandma. That's not nice. And we've heard from his family, because my husband's family, they already lived here, that it is much better for Islamic people. You have loads of mosques here. You have Arabic or Islamic schools where you can go to. You have for the Shia people, for the Muharram, the Ashura, you can go, you just do your thing, and then that's it. You know, everyone accepts it. So that's why we moved to London. So yeah, I told my mom and dad about that. They were like, oh yeah, we already taught that. So that was not a surprise for them. But they still didn't know I became a Muslim. So for a while, I didn't have a headscarf anymore. And that was because for my mom and dad, because I was really shy to tell them. And I was really afraid of their reaction. So when I went home to see my mom and dad, I took my headscarf off. But when I went to college or to my husband's family, I took it on again. And then when I moved to London, I sent my mom, my dad, and my grandma also, because she's really important for me. I sent them a letter with my photo, wearing a headscarf. And I explained everything to them, why I didn't call them and tell them by phone, but why I'm writing this letter, because I was really afraid. And I also thought that they were not happy for me and that they would not accept it. So then I sent a letter, and my mom, she told me, I received your letter and I'm really not happy. I accept it that you have chosen for the Islam, but why do you have to tell me this through a letter? Why couldn't you just tell me face to face, or, you know, by phone, just talk about it? And I told her, yeah, because I was really scared and I didn't know how you were going to react. And then she said, of course, I was a bit shocked, you know, because you are beautiful, you are just a gorgeous woman. Why do you have to cover up yourself? But she said, it's your choice, you're grown up now and you're getting married. So I accept it, and I'm your mom and you're my daughter, and, you know, I love you. everything you do, I will accept it because you're my daughter and I really love you. So I was really happy to hear that. So that just one person accepted, you know, my choice. Then my dad, he also accepted it. He just said the same things as my mom did. Then my brother, he said, oh, yeah, I don't have a sister anymore. It's a shame for me that she's a Muslim now and she's wearing a headscarf. He was really angry. And also my sister, she was really angry at the beginning. But then after that, she was asking me questions about why are you wearing a headscarf? Why are you so interested in Islam? And I told her that. She was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's your choice then. And she also thinks it's a bit funny because sometimes she's saying, oh, you don't look nice with a headscarf. And then the day after, she's telling me, oh, you look so gorgeous. So, you know, and also because she's a little bit young to understand. So I think she is accepting it, but she still needs to find out for herself why I became a Muslim. And, you know, that's it. And my brother then, it was really hard for him at the beginning because he didn't want to tell his friends. And he said, yeah, if she's coming home to Holland to visit us, I'm going to sleep with my friends because I don't want to see her, because, yeah, and she can't see me and she can't sleep with me in the same room, or, you know, things like that. But then after that, my mom, she told my brother, no, it's your sister and you have to accept it because it's her life and her choice. And then after that, my mom told my brother's friends that his sister now is a Muslim. And he was like, oh, okay, I don't mind. That's normal for me. So they accepted it. And eventually my brother, he accepted it as well. So, yeah, I'm really happy now. And actually, I don't know why I was really afraid to tell them, because now when I found out that everyone, all my family, accepted my choice, I was thinking, yeah, actually, I should have told them just face to face, because you know what, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's always with me. Everything I do, He will always help me if I'm struggling, especially with these kind of things, because I've chosen for Allah, I've chosen for my God, and I want to tell my family. So He's always with me, you know. So after that, I thought, yeah, actually, I should have told them face to face, but I didn't. But I'm still happy now because they accept my choice. So I'm really happy about that. Well, at first he didn't know himself why he was a Shia. So we looked together, what is the difference between Sunni and Shia? I saw a movie about the Prophet Muhammad. I saw a movie about Imam Hussein alayhi salam, about what they did to the women, you know, Sayyida Zainab, Fatima Zahra alayhi salam. And then I was really shocked. I was like, wow. Is this the difference between Shia and Sunni? Because, you know, Shia people, they are with the family of the Prophet, you know, and that's just a nice feeling. I mean, in this life, if you have to choose for your family, of your friends, obviously you're going to choose for your family. So why don't you choose for the family of the Prophet? Why do you have to choose for his friends? And then after what, you know, I've seen this movie loads of times actually, because, you know, it was loads of information, you know, at the time. So I had to see it 1, 2, 3 more times to understand for me. And some things I still can't understand. So I'm still researching about that and, you know, just, yeah, trying to understand why things happened, how they happened. Yeah, and when I saw that, I was like, wow, it's really sad what happened. And I'm also really glad that I had the choice to choose what I am now, you know, that you can choose, be a Shia, Sunni, be a Muslim or not, you know. I'm really happy that I made this choice. And yeah, I'm really happy to be a Shia, because eventually you choose for the family of the Prophet. And, you know, if you see what happened with the family, it's so sad. And it's just good for us to think about that, you know, and to remember these people, these imams. And yeah, this summer I've been to Iraq. When I've heard I was going to Iraq, I was really scared, because I've heard there were still bombings there, and, you know, even though American people left, probably they left there was still some bombings and it was still dangerous. I was like, yeah, are we going? No, I can't go, I'm really scared. But then eventually I wanted to go for the imams, you know, to visit the imams. So yeah, I went there and I had a really nice time. I really enjoyed my time there. I really felt home, actually. I really like the Iraqi people there. You know, they are so nice and open-minded, and they accepted me, and they were really happy for me, and they really liked me, and they were helping me. They brought me to the imams, you know, they gave me food, they did everything for me. We saw his family, we saw other families, it was so nice. Yeah, and we've been to the imams. And the first imam I went to was Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And my mother-in-law, she was also with me. But when we went, you know, to his grave, it was really busy, so she thought we might lost each other. So she told me, you have to go there and touch his grave, and then after that we do some praying, and you know. But when I walked in, I saw loads and loads of women sitting on the ground, praying, reading the Quran. And then after that, on the end, I saw his grave. So what I did, I went to his grave, what do you say?
His grave.
Grave. And I touched it. Then I went back and I sit on the floor with the other woman. And I went to pray and just thinking about the imam, you know, what happened. And I sat there probably for a really long time. Because what happened is quite funny. The Iraqi woman, she was kind of a security woman. She came to me, she was like, Zainab, who is Zainab? Zainab from Holland. Because, you know, my husband, my mother-in-law, everyone, they were looking for me. Because they were thinking, oh, maybe she's lost because she can't really understand Arabic and she can't really speak it. And she went there and, you know, my mother-in-law, she lost me there. So she was really afraid that, you know, I was lost myself. But I was just sitting there, you know, for maybe an hour, half hour, you know, just thinking and praying. And yeah, that's it actually, till the security woman, she came to, you know, it took me. I was like, oh, okay, what happened? And then I went out the grave, and they were like, oh my God, Zainab, where were you? We thought something happened with you because you can't speak Arabic. And, you know, so that was quite a funny thing. And I was like, no, I was just sitting there and thinking about Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and I prayed because you taught me to do that. She said, oh, but I thought we were doing it together, you know, so it was quite funny. And yeah, I really liked it. I felt really, you know, I felt home. When I went to the imams, I felt home. And not only the imams, also the country itself, Iraq. I was really happy there, even though it was really hot. Yeah, it was really, I had a really nice time there. The difficult things, I think first of all, it was my family, because I was afraid for myself to tell my family. And eventually it turned out well, so I still don't understand why I was afraid to tell my family. Because you know how my mom and dad told me I'm their daughter, so why shouldn't they accept, you know, my choice? That must be the hardest thing, yeah, probably, to tell my family. I told my friends, but you know, friends, it's easier to tell than your family, because friends, if they don't like you after your choice, then they just can go and live their own life. But your family, you have your family, you didn't choose your family, but you did choose your friends. So yeah, and of course, the culture difference between, you know, the Dutch culture and the Iraqi culture. Even though I'm more like an Iraqi woman now than a Dutch woman, actually.